A brief intro. Mary and Linda were best friends, just like twin sisters. Mary was married to Toby, a wealthy young man, while Linda was still single. Linda was envious of Mary and wanted Toby her husband for herself. And in a bid to destroy Mary's home so she could come in, she made a sham that would render Mary useless. She was tormented with an insatiable urge for Kerewa, and Linda secretly urged her to cheat on Toby with Musa the gateman. What Mary did not know was that all these were part of her plans to destroy her home so she could have Toby all to herself. The words Linda told Mary kept playing in her mind. Whenever she started feeling the need to be serviced, she would start thinking of Musa as an alternative. This went on for some time until she finally made up her mind to take Linda's advice. When she told Linda she was ready to take her suggestion, she was very happy and she immediately swung into action. The very next day, Linda died the office to take permission that she won't be coming to work. She was not feeling too fine. After Toby left for work, Linda urged Mary to hurry up and prepare to meet Musa at the gateman's house. Even though Mary was afraid and hesitant, Linda spurred her on, telling her that there is nothing wrong about all this. Besides, she promised to watch out for her. With the words of encouragement from Linda, Mary's courage was boosted. She dressed up and went to meet Musa. Linda smiled. Everything was just going according to plan. She took out her phone and dialed Toby. She was crying on the phone. Toby, please come back home immediately. I don't know what is happening to Mary. She is losing consciousness. She told him while wailing and she cut the phone abruptly. Linda burst out laughing at her own acting. Her phone started ringing endlessly. It was Toby. She did not answer his calls. She knew her plans was working very well. Toby was devastated and frightened. He rushed out of his office, jumped into his car, and drove back for home. Meanwhile, back at Toby's place, Mary was already with Musa. Musa was very surprised to see Mary in his place. This was unlike her. Mary did not mind swears. She wanted Musa to serve it out to her. Musa was taken aback, but Mary promised to reward him handsomely if he complied and fulfilled her wish. Musa could not stand the temptation. Mary had a really great body, a body no man could easily reject. Musa and Mary soon started cuddling at the gateman's house. But while this back and forth was ongoing, Toby arrived home. He was driving like a madman because he was anxious and afraid. He could not afford to lose his wife. Standing outside the compound was Linda. She was patiently waiting for him. Linda knew that if Toby got to his gate and pressed his car on, Musa and Mary would be alerted and her plans won't work very well. The moment Toby sighted Linda, he stopped and rushed out of his car, all the while asking her where his wife was and what the problem really was. Linda told him to calm down, that there is nothing to worry about. Toby, don't worry, your wife is perfectly okay. There is something I want you to see, but you must promise me that you won't tell Mary that I'm the one who told you, she told him with a grim face. Toby was even more confused. He just don't understand what was going on any longer. But before he could say anything, Linda continued. This morning, I saw your wife sneaking into Musa's house. I suspect something is not right. Even your baby is crying. I have knocked and knocked on Musa's door, but no one is answering me. I just hope it's not what I'm thinking. Oh. And because of how close we are, a thing like this shouldn't be happening in your absence. And I don't tell you, she told him with a hidden smile. Toby was very angry. He just could not bear the thought of Mary cheating on him with his gateman. Blinded by fury, he marched into his compound and burst into Musa's apartment. And true enough, right there on the small bed was Mary and Musa, both half naked. They were just about getting down to business. Mary was horrified. to see her husband, her jaw dropped in horror. For a moment, it was as if the whole world had stood still. Toby did not say anything. He went out of the gateman's house and entered into the main building. Mary knew she was in big trouble. She just could not stop the tears from flowing down her eyes. The severity of the situation just hit her. Even Musa knew he was in deep trouble. He took the few of his belongings he could lay his hands on and ran out of Toby's compound for fear of Toby locking him up in jail. Mary ran after Toby. She was pleading and crying profusely. Seated in the living room was Toby. Even though he was quiet, the expression of anger and disappointment on his face said it all. Mary fell on her knees and she was begging for mercy and forgiveness. Toby was very angry.
How could you? How could you even think of cheating on me? After all I've done for you? In short, pack your things and leave my house immediately before I call the cop to throw you out.
He told her with bitter tears flowing down his face. His heart was rented in 1,000 places. Mary was rolling on the floor. She was begging and crying, "Please, my husband, forgive me. I don't know what is wrong with me. Whenever this urge comes up, I just could not control my body. This is the first time this is happening, and I promise it will be the last," she told him while shedding more bitter tears. By this time, Linda had joined them. She too joined Mary in begging Toby, "Please, Toby, forgive my friend. This is unlike her. I am very sure she had learnt her lesson," she pleaded with him while crying some crocodile tears. For a long time, Toby was silent. What happened next was unlike anything Linda expected. Toby took a deep breath and started.
Hmm. I have forgiven you, my dear wife. I know this is not ordinary, and I must confess I have not been a good husband to you. This is our trying time, but I have not been by your side to help you overcome this problem. I promise to be up and doing and find a solution to this problem once and for all.
He told her. Mary could not believe her ears. She embraced Toby and they both wept. Linda too pretended to be very happy for them, but deep down she was very angry. She just can't believe Toby was capable of forgiving his wife even after catching her red-handed in the act of infidelity. Now I know Toby is a very big fool. How can he even forgive Mary after such a big offense? Instead of him to beat her up, there he is, crying like a mumu. I'm very sure Mary is using voodoo on Toby. This is not ordinary, she fumed to herself while planning the next course of her action. Meanwhile, Toby and Mary did not know that Linda was the mastermind of the trouble they were facing. Toby did not tell Mary that Linda was the one who called him from his workplace. Mary, on the other hand, did not tell Toby that Linda was the one who had been encouraging her to cheat on him. So they could not tell that Linda was a manipulator. They each felt she was a family friend who wanted their good. Meanwhile, the issue Mary was facing was getting worse by the passing day because whenever Linda prepared a meal for Mary, she would make sure to sprinkle some of the charm the sorcerer gave to her into the food. And whenever Mary eat this food, she would start experiencing this never-ending craving to be serviced. Sometimes it would be as if she was getting insane. Toby was very unhappy seeing the condition of his wife getting worse by the passing day. He had tried some of the best hospitals, but surprisingly, none of their prescriptions were working on her. In short, the doctor can't detect anything wrong with her, much to their dismay. That was why when Linda told them that they should pay a visit to an uncle of ours in the village who was an expert in such spiritual matter for help, they did not hesitate. They were ready to visit a native doctor if it will guarantee a solution to this issue. Little did they know they were about to make one of the biggest mistakes of their life. Toby, Mary, and Linda soon embarked on a journey to the sorcerer's shrine. Unknowing to them, they were going to the very root of their problem. At the shrine, the old man pretended not to know the reason for their visit. He listened as Toby laid his complaint before him. The old man smiled. He started speaking some strange incantation, and after a while, he stopped. Turning to Toby, he started.
My son, this is a very simple matter. The deity have accepted to help you. You must leave your wife in the shrine for 7 days while I perform some rituals on her, after which she will be totally fine and her problem would be over.
He told him, even though Toby was uneasy with the request the native doctor had given him, he knew that there was nothing he could do about it. If 7 days was all it would take for the problem to end, so be it. And he left Mary in the custody of Linda and went back to the city. And soon enough, the old man started performing the ritual on her. But what Toby did not know was that the old man was not interested in helping them. Even before their visit, Linda had already secretly informed the old man of their coming and had instructed him to worsen the condition of Mary. And that was exactly what he did. He gave Mary a native calabash containing some black concoction and he instructed her to drink from it. Even though Mary had an odd feelings about this whole thing, Linda urged her to drink from the calabash, that there was nothing for her to be afraid of. And trusting Linda, Mary drank the concoction the old man gave to her. The moment she took the drink, she immediately felt a very heavy presence about her, and that was the last thing she remembered. What she just drank was a spell of madness, and she was immediately insane. Linda smiled as Mary began to mutter some senseless statements. She knew the spell was already taking its effect on her. And for the next 7 days, one of the most dehumanizing activities took place at the shrine. Something that would shock you to your bone marrow. The old man started allowing some of the village men to secretly sleep with Mary for a fee. Each day, the men would line up, each waiting to take turn on her. Meanwhile, Toby was getting restless each passing day. He had been trying to reach his wife on call, but her line was not going through. And whenever he spoke with Linda on the phone, she would reassure him that everything is okay, that he should not worry. And if he asked to speak with his wife, she would give him some flimsy excuses. It's either she was sleeping or the old man was conducting some cleansing ritual on her. Toby knew something was not right. He felt the urge to go back to the village and pick up his wife, but the old man had warned him specifically to wait for 7 days, otherwise the ritual won't work. So he decided to wait it out. Besides, he trusted Linda won't allow any harm to come to his wife. On the seventh day, Toby went back to the village to pick up his wife, but the sight that greeted his eyes was unlike anything he expected. Mary was looking so tired and exhausted, with some light bruises on her body. She seemed not to recognize him at all.
What happened to my wife?
Toby asked in a shaking tone. The old man explained that after he left, her condition became worse, that there are some evil spirits tormenting her.
But this is nothing to worry about. She would get better very soon. Just take her home. She would get completely healed gradually.
He reassured him. Toby was speechless and confused. He did not know what to believe anymore. All the same, they all left back for the city. Toby was devastated to see the condition his wife was in. He was wondering if it was a good decision to pay the native doctor a visit in the first place. Linda was by his side the whole time. to console him. "It's not your fault. Her condition would have been worse anyway if we had not visited the old man. Don't worry, I know she would be alright soon," she would tell him reassuringly. But then, as the day went by, Mary's condition got worse. Sometimes she would scream and laugh out loud while talking to herself. All this broke the heart of Toby. And because of her condition, Toby would lock her in her bedroom before going to work to restrain her, and he pleaded with Linda to take leave from work just to take care of Mary and the home in the meantime until they find a lasting solution for Mary. He promised to reward her with double her monthly salary, and he would make sure she got promoted once she resumed back to work. Linda gladly promised to help. "Oh, Toby, you don't even need to pay me. Mary is my best friend, and I am ready to help her until she is healed," she told him reassuringly. Toby thanked Linda for her willingness to help. Little did he know she was the one behind their troubles. And soon enough, Linda started taking care of Mary, but then she was doing the exact opposite of what Toby expected her to do. She was not giving Mary 3 square meals. She only gave her food once a day, and it was very meager, just enough to keep her body and soul together. She felt deep hatred for Mary, and it was this same treatment she was meting at on Mary's child. She would refuse to give him food all through the day. The baby would cry from starvation, but she did not care. She would put on her headphone and be on her phone all through the day. But once she noticed that Toby would soon be home, she would quickly bathe and give the child food just to cover her tracks. But in all this, something was really bothering Linda. Even though Mary was now insane, Toby was still not interested in her. He was always preoccupied with the thought of his wife, and he was always bringing in medical practitioner to come check his wife. But then they all can't see anything wrong with her, and this really broke Toby's heart. Whenever his mood was bad, Linda would always be by his side, consoling him. But then Linda knew with Mary in the picture, there was no way Toby would move on or even look in her direction, and that was when she decided to do the unthinkable. It was on a fateful afternoon. Toby was already gone for work. Linda opened the door to Mary's room. There she was, sitting quietly at the corner, muttering some meaningless words to herself and laughing. Linda beckoned to her. "Fine girl, how are you? Come, let me take you to the market to buy some baby things for your son," she told her with a cunning smile on her face. Mary followed Linda sheepishly to the car. Linda fastened the seatbelt around her and she zoomed off into the streets. Hey, before we jump right back into our story, today massive hug goes to Joseph, watching from Sierra Leone, and Tempowana, watching from Nigeria. Thank you for the love and support. Please, where are you watching this story from? Type it in the comment section so I can send you a hug in the next episode. Also, leave a like on this video and subscribe to Anita Chocolates. Alright, back to our story. Once they got to a lonely road, Linda stopped the car. She told Mary to step out of the car. Once she was out of the car, she closed the door and zoomed off back for home. That evening, Toby was terrified to find out that his wife was nowhere to be found. Linda told him that Mary had broken free and ran away from home. Even before she could stop her, she told him while crying some crocodile tears. Toby's heart was shattered. He don't even know what to do anymore. He quickly jumped into his car and drove off into the gathering dusk in search of his wife. Toby searched the street frantically but could not see his wife. He was very unhappy. He did not even suspect Linda one bit. Toby took leave from work, and for the next days he combed the city in search of his wife, but there was no sight of her anywhere. All this left Toby very devastated and unhappy. He even reported this case to the nearby police station, but all to no avail. There was little success in finding her. Linda was very happy. Now I would have Toby to myself, she thought to herself with a soft smile on her face. Meanwhile, Mary was roaming the streets of the city, a mad woman, completely insane and eating from the dustbin. Toby was determined not to give up on the search for his wife, and the third week, his efforts finally paid off. With a stroke of luck, Toby set eyes on Mary. She was sleeping by the side of the road at the street corner. Toby jumped up in jubilation. He beckoned to some young men to help him, and together they held her. He called an ambulance and he took her straight to a psychiatric hospital immediately to see if it would help her situation. When Linda learnt of what was happening, she was mad. She just could not contain her anger. And miraculously, Mary, for the first time, started responding positively to treatment. At least, she could now recognize her husband whenever he came visiting her at the hospital. And this really gladdened the heart of Toby. And whenever he told Linda of the progress his wife was making at the hospital, she would dance in jubilation. Little did Toby know that this emotion of joy Linda was showing was only on the surface. Deep down her heart was sitting with anger and bitterness. And soon enough, Mary's condition was stable enough for her to go back home to her family. And for the first time in a long time, Toby and Mary were finally reunited. They both wept like babies while embracing each other. Linda wept the loudest. She embraced Mary. "Oh, I have missed you, my friend. I'm so happy you are feeling better now. If it is someone that is doing this to you, my God will punish that person. It shall never be well with them," she told her, raining curses on whoever was responsible for Mary's trouble. But then, Mary and Toby won't be smiling for long, because the spell the old man cast on Mary was still working against her. So her condition was not stable for long before a second wave of insanity hit her once more. To Toby horror, Mary was constantly in and out of the psychiatric hospital. One moment she would be mentally okay and ready to go home, and the next moment insanity would hit her once more. Even the doctors were surprised. They have not seen a case like ours. Mary was very dejected. She would cry most nights, wondering where she had gone wrong, and that was when she decided to end it all. With her sense of reasoning clouded and tears welling up in her eyes, she quietly sneaked out of her house one morning, entered into one of her cars, and drove off into the street. She drove her car to a busy flyover with other cars passing below it. Her plan was to fling herself off that height to meet her maker. A crowd of people started gathering. They had noticed her. They could tell she was about to do something bad to herself, and they watched in horror as she edged closer and closer to the edge of the high flyover. Some of the cars driving past stopped. When they saw what was happening, they all pleaded with her to rethink her choices and give life a second chance. Mary was crying and confused, but even though she knew the step she wanted to take was not the best, yet she could not see any better alternative to escape the emotional trauma she was facing. Among the people who stopped to help her was a young clergyman dressed in black suit. He was holding a Bible in his hand. He went a bit closer to Mary and started speaking to her.
Dear sister, I can see a dark spirit of insanity hovering over you, and that is the exact reason you have decided to end your life. But please don't jump. God have remembered you, and for your shame, He would give you double blessings.
He told her while beckoning her to come to him. Mary was startled by the words from the man of God. He was seeing her for the first time, and she wondered how he knew she was struggling with insanity. Anyway, moved by the words from the man of God, Mary moved from the dangerous position she was in towards the pastor, much to the relief of everyone. Everyone clapped and shared with joy while telling her words of encouragement. The man of God said a simple prayer for her in the name of Jesus Christ, and everyone said amen. The effect of the prayer was fast and immediate. Mary felt a very cold sensation wash through her. Deep down, she knew her affliction was over. While this was ongoing, something very strange was happening at Toby's place. It was Linda. She was screaming and gesticulating like someone experiencing extreme heat. She was screaming, "Fire, oh, fire! I will confess, I will confess." Much to Toby's bewilderment, she ran out of the house into the street. All the neighbors gathered around her, wondering what was the cause of the commotion. She started confessing to all her atrocities she had committed. Toby's jaw dropped in great surprise. Mary soon drove back home to meet the ongoing confession by Linda. Mary and Toby embraced each other while shedding tears of joy. Right in front of everyone, Linda started feeling an insatiable urge for Kerewa. She knew what was happening. This same spell she had cast on Mary had backfired on her. At a much higher frequency, Linda became a clearly disturbed lady who constantly went about begging everyone for sex. Both young and old, even madmen, all constantly have their way with her. And it was not long before the news of the great evil she did swept through the community. As for Toby and Mary, their love for each other knew no bounds. So here brings our story to a close. What did you learn from this story? Share it with us in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, leave a like on this video, and share it with your loved ones. And watch these other stories from our shining while waiting for the next episode. Bye.